What do you get when you have some 700 shooters from 36 states competing in 27 different events? Well, you get the 4-H National Championship right here at the Heartland Shooting Park in Grand Island, which has to be one of the great events of its kind in the entire nation. So it is race day here at Motorsports Park Hastings, one of 3 this weekend. The conditions ideal, the sun's shining, the times are fast, the cars are fast. The cars are perfect machines, but don't take my word for it. Let's hear from some of the drivers. Well, as you probably know, here at NBC Nebraska, we have our special reports, Spencer versus the pros, where Spencer Schubert does more than hold his own against the best pros in the area. Well, I'm such a bad golfer, I would have trouble holding my own against these fellows. No doubt about that. Hey, Ed. Well, Justin, yes, here at Ryder Park tonight, where Grand Island Home Federal is about to host Lincoln Southeast now, and they've already played Smith Center. It'll be a busy weekend for the Home Federal squad as usual. They'll play 2 games tomorrow, one at 11 and one at 4 in the afternoon. Now, in the first game here so far today, in 5 innings, it was Grand Island Home Federal 11 and Smith Center nothing. So again, Home Federal against Lincoln Southeast tonight at 7. We'll be along with highlights of that game. So for now, from Ryder Park, here in Grand Island, for now, Justin, let's send it back to you in the studio. Carney Scott Steinbrook has coached games all over the state on fields like this one at Hastings High, but where he has been internationally to watch some of the greatest games in soccer in the world is even more impressive.
Now your local sports with NBC Nebraska's Ed Littler.
Could the Nebraska Danger go down to the Valley of the Sun in Phoenix, take on the Arizona Rattlers in the playoffs, and bring home the Intense Conference Championship, thereby earning the way to the IFL title game? Well, let's go down to the home of the Rattlers and see what is happening in the game. The Danger trying to turn the tables on Arizona, who beat them twice in the regular season. We're looking what happened in this one. Second quarter, 14-0 Rattlers. The Dangers now get on the board as Drew Powell gets loose, takes it 4 yards for the touchdown. Well, and it looks like at this point, the Danger back on the ball game at 14-7. But on the ensuing kickoff, Josh Gable would kick it to Jameel Miles, and Miles takes the ball, and he is untouched, 46 yards for the touchdown, and Arizona would build that lead back to 2 scores, 20-7 in favor of the Rattlers. Still in the second quarter now, Arizona would kick off to the Danger. Eric Thomas would get a good return here. In fact, he'd get a good field of the ball, kind of a short kickoff for Arizona, and Eric Thomas able himself to take it back all the way for the score. Back-to-back kickoff returns for touchdowns, 20-14 at this point, Arizona. But from there on out, it is Rattlers all the way. They led 41-14 at the half. The score right now, Arizona in the fourth quarter, late in the fourth quarter, looking like they'll end the Danger season 55-20 with about 6 minutes or so left in the ball game in Arizona. The Danger apparently will finish 9-8 on the season. Arizona will go to the championship game for the United Bowl. And in the United Conference today, the Sioux Falls Storm, well, they're the defending champions 6 times over. They beat the Iowa Barnstormers 66-32. So the Storm will take on the Rattlers in the IFL Championship game July 8th, and that game will be in Sioux Falls. The Tri-City Storm 3 Tri-City Storm players have been selected in the NHL entry draft. Riley Walsh goes in the 3rd round to the New York Jersey Devils. Carson Meyer in the 6th to the hometown Columbus Blue Jackets. He's from there. And Linus Weisbach in the 7th round to the Buffalo Sabres. We wish all of those former Storm players good luck. On we go to the College World Series. 2 elimination games today. We're at TD Ameritrade, and we start with the game tonight. Florida and TCU. Gators up 1-0 here in the 5th inning, adding to it as Christian Hicks doubles into the gap. This one rolls all the way to the wall. Mike Rivera in. It's 2-0 in the 7th. Well, ground ball hits the bag as a base hit by Deacon Lightfoot rolls over the base, scores another run, and the Gators win by the score of 3-0. So the Gators on to the championship series. It will be an all-SEC championship series beginning Monday night, best 2 out of 3. LSU knocked off Oregon State 6-1 today. So Florida and LSU in the best of 3 championship series in Omaha. Now to Legion Baseball, and the red-hot Home Federal seniors keep it going here. We pick up action in the first of 2 first inning here. And once again, it's against Lexington, and Husker recruit Chase Shanneman. He is red hot. Smokes one to left center field. It's an extra base hit. Casey Burnham, who had singled, comes all the way around to score from first base. And at this point, Lexington leads by the score of 2-1. Later in the inning, though, Shays at third base, and a wild pitch would get him home. This would tie the ball game at 2 apiece on this play. And from there, it was pretty much a slugfest in this one. Home Federal does go on to defeat Lex by the score of 11-8, and then they outslug Lincoln North Star in the second game, 11-10. Now we go to Duncan Field for Hastings 5 points, also playing 2 today. 5 points in this one, playing Smith Center in the bottom of the fourth. Bases loaded, Vinny Schmidt up there, and he would smash bunt to left as the fans enjoying the sunshine. That's a base hit. Tyson Bonham would score, and that would make it 15-1. And that's Josh Bolke up there, would hit a ground ball to the infield. Well, it was kind of kicked around by the pitcher, run scored on an infield out, and needless to say, Hastings 5 points rolling in this one, up 16-1, and they end up dividing a pair today. First game, Hastings 5 points defeating Smith Center 17-4, and then Lincoln Southeast gets the better of Hastings 5 points in the second game at Duncan Field by the score of 13-5. Again, the Danger about to lose the ball game behind 55-20 in the fourth quarter down in Arizona. It just was not their night as Arizona pretty much dominated from start to finish, scored the first 2 touchdowns of the game. And the Danger got back in it for a while, but not for long.
Maybe the heat got to them earlier in the day when they were outside because it's like 115 degrees in Phoenix.
It's been hot down there, and the Rattlers are hot just like the weather. Tough night for the Danger.
Tough night. Thanks so much, Ed. Tough night. Thanks so much, Ed.
During these weeks of summer, for the most part, football fields and athletic courts are largely empty. The students are on vacation. There is no school, and most take time off from their sports as the games seem far away in the distance. That is not true of many coaches and athletic directors like Kearney Catholic's Rick Petrie in his office, finalizing contracts and schedules, making sure all is in place for the coming athletic seasons. It's been especially busy at KCHS as Coach Petrie and others have had plenty to think about. Nowhere has it been more interesting lately than here at Kearney Catholic High School. The success rule, which will not go into effect, could have definitely affected the school, and of course changing conferences from the Loop Platte to the Centennial. Well, both of those issues have been on the mind of Kearney Catholic Athletic Director Rick Petrie. Here's an explanation of the success rule if it had passed by the Nebraska High School Athletic Association. 4 seasons accumulating 10 points in the system by winning titles, contending for them, and being ranked among the best would have forced schools to move up a class, in this case in Kearney Catholic from C1 to Class B. Coach Petrie is pleased he doesn't have to worry about that anymore.
Obviously, if you're successful and you continue to be successful, you could get bumped up a class, and then you have all sorts of issues with scheduling and that sort of thing that you have to address. And I don't think that was really well thought out by those who put forth the proposal as well.
Rick Petrie and the Stars now concentrate only on the coming sports season, but also changing conferences from the Loop Platte to the Centennial. We'll hear his thoughts about that on NBC Nebraska News at 10. Reporting from Kearney, Ed Littler, NBC Nebraska Sports. Memorial Stadium in Grand Island is quiet these days for now, but inside, the school's soon-to-be-retired athletic director Joe Cutlass is meeting with his successor, Cindy Wells, who takes over August 1st. Cindy will move down the hall from being the assistant principal to take over athletics. She's also been the volleyball coach at the school among her many roles at Grand Island in 3 decades, and now ready for this new challenge.
Athletics has been a big, important part of my life and my family's life, and it was a great opportunity when Mr. Cutlass decided he was going to retire for me to apply for the job, and I was very fortunate and feel blessed that I was selected to be the next activities athletic director at Grand Island Senior High School.
When Cindy Wells was named to succeed Joe Cutlass as activities director here at Grand Island Senior High, no one was surprised. After all, with her years as head volleyball coach and assistant principal, she was absolutely the natural choice.
Cindy was the most qualified candidate, and with her experience as an administrator and as a coach, and her ties with officials and those in the NSAA, it's a great choice for our school.
Soon the field will be full of football players. Other sports will restart, and with new athletic director Cindy Wells at the helm, Islander excitement should be at an all-time high. From Grand Island with the Islanders, Ed Littler, NBC Nebraska Sports.